This episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons. Special thanks to our supreme and master speakers, Circa Barrakiel, Remia Salia, Omijikat Comet, Erisu Yamakawa, Arcadia Lunashine, Dramavian, Alex Franco AV, Nina Grimstarter, Casey Schaefer, Dimos, Lily Black, Hans Grenade, Sapa Chakwatol, Faris Gentoru, Cletus Oreo, Quick Levin, Luke Leonatrell, Ceres, Icy Lee, Lyria Rain, Pamela Isley, Umbral Wind, Naive Arano, Celeste Rascris, Elenriel Maximus, Edwin, Bob CC, Fabson Voidworm, Rami Maverick, Code Red No, Mira Miri, Winebow Brood, Bay Barbalay, Kaiser Regina, Usura Akari, AJ Brainswordsome, Suno Shikano, Gideon Ura, Buster Gearhold, Asuta Starbreeze, Nat Clay, Camille Grinnell, Huskies, and Face on Masher. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/SpeakersXIV. Thank you.
This is Speakers of Eidolon.
Good evening, Aorsians. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 236. I'm Lakeel Bravestone, and I'm joined today by Just Georgi. Two-man episode, first since 204 or 6 or 8.
Wow, you had that off the top of your head.
Yes, of course. So Rolla will be back again next week. So for now, it'll be Georgi and I holding the fort. Today's episode, Ishgard Restoration has come to an end on all servers. So it is time to give our final review of the whole thing. And that's that. We'll also be reading MogMail. Lots of MogMail today because it has been a bit of a slow week. So that's perfect for us because we can finally catch up to all of the MogMail that we have received. After the website came back online, it's the pressure's been high on the poor post Moogle. So we'll be reading that. Stay tuned for the post show. We'll also be answering questions from the Syndicate. So make sure you catch that as well if you're watching live. That's that. Well, I guess it doesn't say here in channel updates, but Ceruleum Reactor is out now on the Speaker's Place channel. So make sure you go check that out if you were curious. God, this is complete chaos already.
Do you remember what we talked about in that episode? Is there anything you can tease?
We talked about... I think we talked about Cyberpunk in that episode.
Yes,
and how
correct.
disappointed we were.
How disappointed you were. Mela liked it.
Well, no. Mela is like in between, but I think he eventually came around when he I think Mela when Mela really wants to like a game, he goes into like this like weird denial face where he's like, no, but the story though, but ignoring everything else. So yeah, make sure you catch that if you haven't already. That's on the Speakers Place channels. That's youtube.com/speakersplace.
It has a lovely title.
Yes. Oh yeah, we talk about the Valve stuff as well with Gaben. Yeah, it has a nice. I think it's called Neat Peripherals. I think it's the title of the episode. Okay, that's also for patrons. Core is out for them. That came out
oh my God.
last week. The first episode is out, so you can watch it now if you haven't already. So there you go. The next episode is at the end of this month. All right.
What is this Core about? This is a reminder.
This is the Gridania MSQ. This one covers the. Well, it's called. Souls Gone Wild, but it also contains the it's actually 2 quests. Yeah, sorry. What?
Sounds very explicit.
Yes, Souls Gone Wild, but it also has the first quest, which is called Uh, s- mm. Go watch it on Patreon if you want. Then you'll find out. Right. Let's jump into what we've done in 14 this week. Whoever should I pick? Georgi.
You know, you could pick yourself someday.
No.
I have made very little progress on my relic because doing old 24-man raids is not fun. Especially doing 18 of them or 15 of them or however many I need to do. Other than that, maybe I mentioned this already, but I have completed the shared fates in every Norvrantian zone. So I now have the Amaro hatchling or whatever it's called, the minion of the baby Amaro. Well, you don't get anything for it. You can just buy it with bicolor gems.
Oh, okay. Right, I see. Okay.
You get no actual rewards.
Do you not even get like an achievement?
You get an achievement.
Okay.
But there's nothing attached to the achievement. Like there's nothing that...
Oh, there's no title?
There might be. I don't think there is. I don't remember looking at the achievement list and seeing a title. And nor will what's old mate in Gridania called? He won't give you anything for it either.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jonathas, yeah. He's not impressed.
Okay. I don't know. Like, I don't do anything worth talking about right now. It's like it's all just what do I do? Let's analyze what I do. I logged in.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday.
You did do what we're going to talk about later.
I did our Ishgard stuff yesterday. What do I do before there? Well, yeah, I do the submarines.
Have they brought back anything worthwhile yet?
No. Well, no.
That's a shame.
They've unlocked a lot of new routes. I haven't repaired them in a while because it's annoying to make the repair parts. I don't know. It's just like I'm in that phase where I'm just waiting for something. That's why I've said I need to raid or something, because otherwise, what else is there for me to do other than roulettes? I mean, I don't need maps. I'm not like in need of Gil. I guess I could do. I want to do the relic. I should really just sit down and do the relic. I want to do the crafting relics as well.
Oh, yes, that's true. That is something for you to do, because I am not bothering to do that. I think I would be more invested in doing the relic if it was sending me into either Bosnia or Delubran Reginate. The fact that it's sending me into old content
that's
exclusively with no current content alternative is what has like slowed my progress down.
That puts me off the relic, I think. So I'm not looking forward to doing the Evilise raids for the
mock raids
and the mock raids.
I understand that it's only once. You only have to do it one time, but for now it is demotivating, unfortunately.
It's like, oh yeah, doing those, which I've done for like 4 years. The mock raids especially is like, oh yeah, can't wait to do those again.
Mock raids are 6 years.
I don't like that. Don't say that. Okay. Yes.
Something else you can do. The thing that you are so indifferent to, but we will need to cover at some point because we need to talk about it. Blue Mage. You need to. You need to do this new story for it.
That's true. I can just do that. That's true. Yeah. I guess this is just how it is. Like, especially if you've played the game for as long as I've played it, you just become comfortable doing very little in the game. It's fine. That's just how it is. That's just life in the game. So even though I say I'm not doing anything, that's not like me saying I don't like the game. I've never said that. It's just this is how I play the game now. So that's just
It's the downtimey point in the patch before the next patch comes out.
Yeah.
Like the next patch is only a little bit more than a month away.
Yes.
So
yeah.
most people have done everything they want to do for this patch.
Mm-hmm.
I still want to try and clear Titan and
Yeah.
but we'll see.
Yeah.
Because we got 4 weeks for that.
Yeah. All right. I guess that's what we've done in 14. Let's make up what Rollo's done. I've Rollo would have he'd be leveling Bard. I don't know what he's been leveling lately.
Yeah, I don't know what he has leveled. I don't think he has Bard leveled. I know that he has it unlocked.
Yeah.
Because he wants to play those drums.
Blue Mage. He's done Blue Mage. Oh, getting some spells. Blue Mage. Yeah, so thank you, Rollo. Next, let's move on to some recent events. Yes, believe it or not, there has been a couple of events recently. We're starting off strong. What?
I will say, I think that's overselling it to say there's been events recently.
Well, there has been something has happened. Okay.
Yes.
New optional items are now available on the.
Don't say items. Item.
Oh, item. Is now available on the Final Fantasy XIV online store.
Yes.
They are. It's the Washoy emote from the Namaste.
Washoy.
Washoy. You can wave some fans.
How expensive is it?
Oh, please! It should be like 5 or 250. That's my final offer.
No, like euros or
sure,
250.
Any whatever currency you like.
490 euro. No, because it's not a previous seasonal event item. Any
That's
emote
true.
that is exclusive to the Mog Station generally goes for is more expensive than if you were to pay for, I don't know, the splash emote.
Okay, well, for $5 you can wave some fans. Is it a persistent? It better be.
Reed is not persistent.
That's true.
I have absolutely no idea. I think it's okay. So it is persistent. I was gonna say I think it is because we saw Nat do it non-stop without having to reset it.
Oh yeah, true. So there you go. If you want that, it's on the Final Fantasy XIV online store. It came up on March 3rd, so there you go. Right. Next, very strange new
advertising campaign
has popped up on the Final Fantasy XIV official YouTube channel.
Well, at first people were seeing it spread throughout Facebook and other places like that.
Yeah.
And then now they've officially released it on the channel.
Yes. Well, I struggle with this campaign because I get what they're going at, but I don't think that's how it. You know what? It reminded me of the. Have you seen these really annoying? I see them on Reddit. The annoying ads for Raid Shadow Legends, where there's characters from the game, interacting with. It gave me that vibe, and it makes me cring.
It does make me cring.
Yeah. And I know
I like one of 3.
Which one? Which one do you like?
I like the Sinian one.
Yeah, but it's just that moment in the. when they're in the couch and talking, it just feels cring. You know,
It does.
And I know that I think they're going for it a little bit, but it's not quite working. It's not there yet. So I don't know. It was odd. It's an odd.
Well, these ads aren't for us.
No.
We play the game already.
Yeah.
These ads, I think they think that we're supposed to be the really annoying woman that tries to convince everyone to play the
I think that's
14
that's
free
us.
trial.
Yeah, that's us.
And if we are that woman, I don't know if I can see many new people playing this game.
No. Yeah, they haven't really. I understand because they want to pull in. I feel like this is like, like you said, it's aimed at people that aren't playing 14, and they want to be like hashtag relatable with the people that don't play it.
Mm-hmm.
So for people that don't play 14, showing footage from the game isn't necessarily going to pull them in because they're already tuning out. So I guess that's what they're trying to do. You barely see any footage from 14 in this ad.
No.
So, and often when you do, it's like from on a screen, like it's never like fully. It's very odd.
The gym one in particular is very strange. It implies that if you go to the gym, on the TVs in front of treadmills, they will just have 14 gameplay playing.
Yeah. But hey, I don't know if
I did like the giant fake pugil in the gym one, the Dark Knight one.
That one's nice. And what's the quote in the Black Mage one? Who does like the sauerkraut? There's like a sauerkraut comment. Like they're obviously
who doesn't. Yeah, at the end, who doesn't have sauerkraut in the fridge?
Yeah.
Most people.
Yeah, I don't even think you need to have sauerkraut in the fridge unless it's been opened. Fun fact. All right. Anyways,
Cosplay Estinian is very handsome. Everyone.
Yes. That's that. I don't know if this is a successful campaign. We'll know soon if there's like a wave of new players.
So what's interesting to me is looking at the views on the official channel. Which one do you think has been viewed the most?
The Estinian one.
That is the one that has been viewed the least. It is the Dark Knight one. The one in the gym.
Interesting. Why?
And it's not even like determined by what was uploaded first, because the Dark Knight one is the middle upload. You would think that is the one viewed least. I genuinely find it confusing. I want to know what about the Dark Knight one has made people want to watch it over and over and over again, or has triggered more people to want to watch it in the first place.
Yeah. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Well, there you go. I would have assumed the Estinian one was the more popular one. Okay. But again, we are not the target audience, so we don't know what we're talking about. Okay. Let's jump into Ishgard Restoration. It has come to an end. It is what was the last server to finish?
Spriggan. Congratulations, Spriggan.
Congratulations.
You were beaten by Twintania.
Yes.
I would say Europe was remarkably slow overall.
Less players.
There are less players, but I just would have thought that because there's less servers, it would have been more focused, and it would have been more even with America. But ultimately, it wasn't.
Well, Spriggan is also like a new server, relatively.
Yeah, but it's not just Spriggan though.
No, that's true.
There was by the time America was finished, I think there was still 6 European servers, 6 out of 12 that hadn't finished yet.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's Europe. Europe always underperforms.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I had higher expectations for Europe, I guess.
Oh yeah. Don't have high expectations for Europe. So now that it's finally over, there's we can actually discuss the main story and the side quests that followed, and then we'll review the whole thing at the end. So let's start with the main story spoilers for Ishgard Restoration. If you, for some reason, if you haven't done it yet, sorry, we're going to talk about it now.
You've had plenty of time, unless you're on Spriggan.
Yeah. Okay, so we start off the story talking to this eye patch man. After all this time, still can't remember his name, but he has an eye patch.
Nope.
He's a sky pirate looking guy, and that's it. And he's like, we're done. We're all done now. It's over. And he... Do you remember anything of this story? Because it has already... I only remember, like, the big important part. Because the beginning of this quest... completely gone for me.
See, I've had even more time since I did this quest.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily rely on my memory. I believe they start off by showing us around the first... Yeah, Chad is correct. I believe they first start off by just showing us, look at this second half of the Firmament.
Right.
Look at all these nice new things.
Yeah.
Look, this is where we keep the sick people.
Yes. Oh, yeah, there's like a new infirmary.
The infirmary is surprising because I genuinely didn't know it existed until they pointed it out to me.
Me neither. And was it named after? Was it named after him? It had a name, which
it did have a name. I don't think it was named after anyone, or if it
Okay.
was named after someone, I've long since forgotten.
Okay. It was yeah. So we do the tour. We're like, it's our victory tour.
Lap.
We decide. When do we start to think about the celebration? Is that like is there anything in between?
Great
Review.
I don't think there's anything between us, the tour, and then some of the people from the previous quests like pull us aside and say, hey, we want to say thank you and celebrate what's his name?
Francel?
What is Francel? Yes, thank you. We want to celebrate Francel for the great effort that he has done in helping to construct the Ishgard, the Firmament.
Yes. And so, literally can't remember, Georgi. This is a complete disaster. This is going to be more like Lukiel guesses what the story for the Firmament was. Because someone decides that we are going to have a concert?
We are going to have a concert. It is that dragon man and friends from two quest lines ago, 2 patches ago.
Right.
And they're like, yes, let us... okay, so the hospital is called Sir Vandro's Grace. No idea who Sir Vandro is.
Some knight.
So they bring us down to the bottom part of the Firmament, and they just have 2 pianos there ready.
Yes. And there's this part's funny because they're like, oh yeah, you'll play. There'll be a duet. So we'll play 1 piano and
Yeah, that is it.
Francel plays the other.
You will play one of the pianos and Francel will play the other, and we'll go get the rest of the musicians. And I'm just like, you're making a lot of assumptions about me.
Yes. And it's funny because there's like, you go to the piano and you go boom, boom, boom. And then you're like, you've significantly, your skills have significantly improved. And so you do it again, and now you can like play like melodies, and then you've improved even more. It was like The Sims. It's exactly how piano skills improve in The Sims.
It uses that expression that I don't like as well, that I've only ever heard Rollo say before, tickling the keys.
Oh, yes. So Yeah. What else? Okay, so I'm just gonna go to the big part, which is where I did not expect this to happen, but there's
Oh,
the rhythm minigame.
yes, the return of the rhythm minigame, missing from this past Starlight Festival, but
They put it
back
in
here.
Yeah. So it's a new song as
Yes,
well. So you start
it is
playing
a
that.
piano arrangement of the Firmament theme.
Yeah. Um, it's very nice. Got some nice shots in between. Not that I remember any of it because I was too focused on the rhythm
Hitting the.
aspect. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do
Um,
you can you fail it? Because so I think I remained on rhythm for most of it until the very end, where it did the lovely thing where it goes off key, and I'm like, ooh,
yeah.
nice
Yeah.
finale.
Yeah. I don't think you
Oh,
can
you can
fail.
just still you can do it poorly and it doesn't matter.
No.
Wow. Lovely. Great way to celebrate.
Yeah, I failed one because I forgot what the red one was, which was hold and release.
Yeah, I forgot what the red one was
Yeah.
as well.
Mm. So after that, Francel is very happy.
Oh, can we also talk about the fact that they just expected him to be able to play this
Oh
as well
yeah,
without any preparation?
Yes,
They're just like,
yes.
here you go. This is your celebration. Perform for us.
Yeah. So after that, we talk to Francel, and he is very happy and all that. And then there's like a visitor has arrived at the gate. So they're like, who could it be? I think it's very obvious. I think most people knew who was going to be arriving. So at the gate, Emmerich enters. He's too late for the cell. I don't know why he was too late. Why could he not be there? Like, what was
I have no idea where he was.
Was it because they wanted him to have this entrance instead? Like, what?
I think maybe they just didn't want him in the cutscene. Like, it would be weird if every time you because you can replay the minigame, so it would be weird if just every time you did it, like Emmerich took the time to come see you perform once more.
Right. Okay. I can see it. Yeah. So they tell him, if you played the piano, and it's like, oh, you have many talents, saving the world and playing the piano. It's basically just like, oh, you are so great, you are so cool for like, not only did you save this city, you've fucking reconstructed it, you've given people homes, you've provided safety. It's a bit of a
It's probably the least interesting Ishgard Restoration quest line they have made.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't want to. It's the podcast. I can't. This is going up on YouTube. I can't say what it is, but yes, the chat. It was kind of like that. So, just an applause, a constant applause throughout the entire quest. So that concludes it. They're essentially saying, we're done here, but and the people from the all the stalls come up and say that eye patch guy, he's like, okay, my job here is done, and they're like, no, you can still be here because we'll need, I don't know, remember what they said, but they're essentially just saying you can stay. So it's a good, happy ending. I'm assuming he will have something to do with the fates that are going to appear in here, maybe.
Oh yes, that is right. I forgot about the fates. FETES.
Yes.
That allow us to continue doing the still get like bursts of experience and Skybuilder scripts every now and then.
Yeah. And that is it. That concludes the Ishgard Restoration storyline. Now this opens up, I believe, 4 side quests. I think let's take the ones that we remember the least first. I know that I barely remember the one with the
old man.
The
and
old
his
man
seeds.
Was that the flower quest? Or is that what you mean?
Yeah, that is the flower quest. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's one where you find a bag or a sack, just
Abandoned.
abandoned in the streets, and for some reason you just know where to deliver it. Which
Yeah. Oh no, I feel like you go around and ask people, "Did you drop this bag?" And then they
No,
redirect you to the.
do they?
Man.
Because
I think
I
so.
believe there was just a red circle on the map, and you just look for someone who's there's just one person with a quest icon above his head. He's standing in his
Possibly.
garden. Yeah, I thought that
I
was
did
odd.
this
It's
many weeks ago. I can't remember exactly the lead up to what brings you to the old
I
man.
was like, how do we know this? So we go to him, deliver it. Maybe it said something on it. I don't know. Oh, you ask people? I didn't ask a single person because the map showed you. I did this yesterday, and I do remember this part. There's just a circle, and you just go up to his thing. Yeah, the map shows. So you go and deliver the seeds to him, and he's like, "Oh, I grow flowers. That's what I do." And he would like us to give some flowers to people who have
people.
Yeah, to people. I don't know if he tells you that or if that's just revealed when you deliver the flowers, but they're all people that have lost someone or have been part of the Dragon Song War.
Yeah.
So there's one guy who I believe was in the war? Question mark. Or did
yes.
he? Yeah.
I'll agree with you.
And got don't remember this. Like I said, this is the haziest, one of the haziest ones in my memory. I didn't care too much. I was like, who is this man with the flowers? Like, what am I doing right now? The other one is a woman who lost her daughter in the war. And again,
that one I remember.
It's a little like, oh, you are so great. You have saved everything. You have saved the world. You've saved this city. I mean, it's sad. It's good to learn about the
and
people.
Yet you deign to personally deliver flower seeds to us.
Yes. And then I think that's essentially the quest. You go back and you're like, okay, you've delivered the flowers. I just wanted you to like see them or talk to them yourself or whatever. He says something like that. And that's that. That's the quest. Which is nice. Gives you a little, I guess, lore.
You get a flower seed at the end of it.
You do get a flower seed. What is it for?
Planting.
Okay. Do we just get one?
You get one. It's an indoor flower seed. Well, can you grow it outside? I can't remember. But it's one of the ones that you're supposed to it's just a pot plant.
Right. Okay. I see. All right. Moving on to the bath thing, the hot springs thing. This one.
It's very strange.
Very strange. And it was the last quest I did. And I'm like, what happened? Because I remember at the end you're in a bath. You're in the springs and you can change your clothes. And I didn't because I was like, okay, why can't I talk to him again to finish the quest? And it's like, okay, you go in. So
and then you were just wearing your regular outfit.
Yeah. So I just sat there.
Yeah. This is a thing that the game has started doing, which I appreciate because otherwise it can be a little immersion breaking, which I imagine it might be for you, is that whenever you go to a hot spring, they always ask, do you want to continue the quest wearing what you are wearing?
Yeah. That's fine. I mean, yeah, that's fine. It'll dry. So what is the premise of this quest? Because I have been trying to think about that since we started the show.
The original premise of this quest is genuinely it is an old man and he's like, look at the magical power of our hot spring.
Right.
And then he shows you around the hot spring. You see a little wrap up to some of the background NPCs to the Ishgard Restoration here, with with two of the like building four women saying like,
Oh,
it's time for us to
yes.
leave, and then
And the
the
sad
crew
men.
is like, don't leave us.
Yeah. I
And then
remember
they're
that.
like, don't worry, you can always come see us in Limsa Laminsa.
Yeah.
And then after that, that's when you go into the spring and you meet back up with the Count from Durandare house.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
He reappears, the one that appeared during the last main Ishgard Restoration quest line.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yes, the spring is where I learned to relate to the common people.
The peasants.
Yes.
Yeah. Was there something? I just remember when we first were introduced to that man, there was like this like close up of his body. Do you remember that? Like there was very close to him. And
there was a lot of like I thought this really highlighted how uncanny it is, how you can have there's only one body type in this game.
Yeah.
So you just have these old men faces on the same youthful body that every other character has.
Yeah.
It's very uncanny.
Yeah. Okay. So that was that storyline.
I like that they used old men because it prevents it from being horny in any way.
True. What is the except for so now we've done 1, 2.
The fireworks one.
Oh yeah, the fireworks one. Very short, easy quest to remember. A guy wants you to fire. Woman, sorry, wants you to shoot some fireworks. To fire fireworks. And you do.
Yeah, she set up fireworks launching locations in 3 different places across the city.
Yeah.
You set them off. The citizenry was like, ooh. And then when I was doing it, I made a joke about how I was like, the fire, they remind me of when my husband burnt to a crisp.
Yeah, triggering all the PTSD, and that's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she's like, yeah, I can. The woman who sent you to do this, like, yes, I can now use my gunpowder skills for good.
Yeah. Because she said something like, now that these dragon, we don't need the dragon, what are they called? Killers anymore. So she can use them for good. So I guess that's nice. They're finding new use for their Berthas and their dragon killers. I still think the people that survived the Dragon Song War are gonna struggle a little bit when she fires off the Berthas and the Dragon Killers, even if they are just for fireworks.
I think there really is. I think, considering there's probably a large number of people that suffer from PTSD in this city-state, I don't think loud explosive noises are a great thing to be setting off.
No. So that's a nice little quest, and then the last quest is the end of the Rolandberry Fields orphanage quest, which gets a little dark at times in here. I mean, it is. I mean, yeah. Well, okay. So it's the 3 children with names that I do not remember. I do not care to try to pronounce them. They, you know who they are. They one of the children who's not part of who's part of that group, is it not part of the group, it's just a random child.
Some random 4th child is getting adopted.
Yes.
And they're getting adopted. We find out later that they're getting adopted by the person who just exists at Camp Falcon's Nest.
Yes. So yeah, it sort of triggers it's a reminder for them that, this is an orphanage, and they sort of, well, before we get to that part, they're like, we have to make a farewell present, I think, or whatever.
Yes.
So you go to collect some stuff. I don't remember exactly what, but you go to the markets to pick up something.
Wool.
Yeah, something
maybe?
like that. And you come back. That's when we learn that it's one of the knights at Falcon's Nest. And one of the children, I think it's the youngest one. I'm just assuming because they're the smallest.
Well,
of the group.
first of all, they make mittens.
Oh, they make mittens. Yeah, that's what they do. That's important.
For the child that's being adopted, and they're like, let's do this for every child that gets adopted now.
Yes.
As a farewell gift.
Yes.
But yes, that is when the youngest child, assumedly, gets upset about thinking about the fact that they might get separated when they all get adopted.
Yes.
And he runs away.
Yes. So you meet with that child who's having a bit of an existential crisis over this. So I think this is you just get like a because they explain what you just said, that we're all going to get split up eventually. And I think you get the option to say do we get to pick? I think we do between a few options.
Don't ask me if there was a choice here.
I think there's like you're not alone or something else. I don't remember. I think I said you're not alone. I think it doesn't matter. I think the response is always the same. And then the friends pop up and they're like, what do you mean? We can just meet up. It's fine. It's fine. And that resolves the situation.
Well, and they also agree that when they're older, they'll all open up a shop together.
That's what they said. Yes.
And then the quest is a really weird ending where they're like,
yes.
oh, thank you, Warrior of Light. And then you just walk off into the distance, like there's a cutscene for it.
Yeah. And then you see the three people working at the Rollenberry Fields just nodding to each other. I'm like, okay. Interesting.
I forgot about that part, that they had the three workers, the Rollenberry Field workers just watching over this whole series of events.
Because you get the complete quest thing. So it's like the dramatic one where you're turned towards them, and then the complete quest thing comes up, and you click that. It fades out, fades back in, and now you're there's an overhead view of you standing, moving away from them, and then it turns towards the Rollenberry Fields people, and the end. Interesting. Yeah, so there you go. It's probably up for interpretation what that meant. Maybe they had maybe they had a different situation. There's three of them. There's three of the children. Maybe there was something there. I don't know.
Maybe those three experienced the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe they're recreating the story.
Maybe. Okay. There might be another quest.
Yes, this might not actually be the end of the Ishgard Restoration. It's just it might be the end of the ranking season and the rebuilding, but there might be one final a combined Beast Tribe quest. They might have something for the final patch of the expansion.
Possibly. Yeah.
You know what was missing?
What?
Continuation of the Broom Restoration.
Oh, true. So that might that might be a thing, yeah. So we're definitely not done there. It'd be weird for them to just bring up the broom and then leave it. Okay. But hey, let's review all of this now. The whole package. What
do you think of the zone?
I think it's a
nice. Now that it's completed.
I think it's a nice looking zone. It's large and
it's very big.
Yeah.
It has jumping puzzles, but it has three replicas of the exact same jumping puzzle.
Okay. That's okay. Yeah, no, it's nice. It feels alive. I like that there's a minion around the Rollenberry Fields place, I think. There's a little chocobo chick running around. There's a lot of little details.
I think there's Gaily cats running around still near the top of the map as well.
Yes.
Or the wintry Gaily cats.
Yeah. The ones in the jackets. There's
Are you looking forward to your view being obstructed by Paisa and chocobo houses everywhere?
That's the sad truth. It's that when we get the housing part of this. It's just going to be full of really mismatched, ugly houses. It's going to be full of like Paisa, Mughal houses, Chocobo houses, a Shirogane castle in the middle. It's just going to be complete mayhem.
It's really gonna throw a wrench in the color palette of the district.
Which is why it's nice that we will always have
This
the
version.
Firmament. Yeah. Now, a question that I'm now asking myself is, new players are gonna still be able to do the quest line, I would
Assumedly.
assume. But the Firmament will be complete, so the quest will not make sense. I wonder if maybe they have a system, they'll be able to put a system in place, maybe with the next expansion, where they can lock the visual progression
more
behind
similar
the
to the
quest.
Doman Enclave.
Yeah. Though it would make it difficult, because I think they would need an instance for each part of the... Because otherwise people would be just flying off. You know, people that have completed the Firmament will just be walking on air.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be difficult. I don't like that he said that people... Like, didn't Yoshi P essentially say that if you weren't there, you weren't there? I feel like he said something like that for Ishgard Restoration.
He did say that. The quests will always be there, but yeah, if you weren't there for the actual building experience, he talked about how he always wants things that like make people want to be there in the moment, which is the same explanation he had for Eureka.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is better than Eureka, but don't say that. Don't make that comparison.
I just don't think that's a good idea to have in like an MMO, because that makes it feel like... I mean, I get it. It's a way to get people to play the game, because they're like, if you're not here, you're gonna miss it. But no, they don't need a separate instance for the Doman Enclave. That's true. How does that work?
They don't need a separate instance for the Doman Enclave because nothing...
Oh yeah, everything's open.
Model-wise, it never changes.
Right, you're right. Yeah, it's just structures get completed.
Yeah. Structures you can't interact with in any way, so it doesn't matter. But with this, there were barriers that prevented you from progressing further into the Firmament that don't exist anymore.
Like that giant bridge wasn't there in the first Firmament. It was just that initial entrance area. So, the Mordona building too was missed by players, but that wasn't an event. That was just something that was patched. Like, that was different. So I
believe there are still some confusing quest lines in Mordona. They're like, we're still trying to build this place up. But
I give that a pass because it was A Realm Reborn. They were trying something new.
Yeah, I give that a pass also because they're significantly less impactful than the entire Firmament storyline.
Yes. The Firmament has its own system in it, which is, it's... And I wonder what they'll do. They might not do anything. It might just be this weird, odd relic from the past eventually, where they're like, oh yeah, you do this real weird quest where they're like, oh, we're building, when it's clearly done. Yeah. What do you think about the future of the... Let's talk about just the future of the Firmament as it is right now. With do you think crafters will still use the Firmament in the future?
To get Sky Builder scripts.
Yeah.
If they haven't got all the items. But it's the fastest way to level right now. It might end up being the fastest way to level at the start of the next expansion. We don't know what they're going to be doing in terms of craft, like the equivalent of the crystalline mean at the start of Endwalker.
True. Yeah. The diadem, though. I feel like the diadem again gets shafted here, because who's gonna bother going into the diadem?
They will need to put things in it that keep it relevant, otherwise it will die.
Yeah, do you think they will?
It doesn't really matter if it dies, because because it doesn't rely on other people being there anymore.
True, that's true. You need diadem for Sky Builder tools. Fair enough. I guess as long as you need that'll keep it somewhat alive. Do you think they'll add new stuff to the Firmament now, like in terms of like stuff you can buy for Skybuilder scripts?
They might add one more set of new things next patch, but I don't think they will continue to update the shop into Endwalker.
No, that doesn't. Yeah, that's.
And that Chad is bringing up a good point. You need a lot of Skybuilder points to get all the achievements, and they haven't taken them away.
Right.
So there is a possibility that will keep it alive as well.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's the end of that with the first iteration of this. Do you think we'll get it again in a new form? Do you think we're gonna get Alamegan Restoration?
I hope we get Alamegan Restoration. I don't know if that will necessarily be the next version of this because they don't care about Alamigo.
No.
But they have said that there will, because there are currently no more ranking periods scheduled for Ishgard, but they have said there will be new crafter ranking periods in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see them doing a new restoration type thing. I don't know if it will be exactly like the restoration. It might be something else.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Alamiga's just not gonna. It's just they want us to forget about Alamigo. they want us to forget about Alamigo. Yeah, maybe it
but
might
I don't
be
know what else.
Garlean in the next.
It might be Garlean, but I don't think that will be next expansion. I don't think they'll want us interact.
Current, perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they wouldn't want us like making that much of an impact on something that was just a war zone,
right?
Essentially.
Yeah. True. Okay, well, time will tell where this system reappears. Okay, well, was it a success?
I think so.
I think it had a messy start.
Yes, the start was very sloppy.
Yeah. But I think it turned out all right at the end, and the story was good. I feel like the end was a bit weak.
I think the story was inconsistent.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad story. It's a good side story, but yeah. I feel like the end was a bit unnecessary. It was a bit nothing. It's a lot of nothing. It was just congratulations. I like the side quests more. I like the Rollenberry Field side quest more. But yeah. Sorry, what were you saying, Gary?
I forgot.
Oh no!
Move on.
All right. Well, okay. That's Ishgard Restoration. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. All right.
Ooh, that's quite high.
Let's jump into some MogMail. We have a lot of it, so let's just jump into that. This one's from Alison De Laurentiis from Marlborough. After the reveal of Endwalker, it got me thinking about Fandaniel. He holds a secret that supposedly would reveal more about the expansion. In 5.1, when we meet him, he tells Xenos of a greater prey, Zodiarch. For I know full well the prey you would seek next, Zodiarch. In the 5.3 ending, he said, "And I, faithful Fandaniel, labor only to advance my lord's ambition. I called him out as a liar, but maybe I was wrong. His lord isn't Zodiarch. Where is he getting the power to create these towers? They don't look Garlean, or of the Allegans, or of the Ancients. His master has to be the voice that the Ancients heard. So why are we going to the moon, though? When Endwalker was revealed, we also got his artwork of a woman in light and some beast in dark, perhaps Hydaelyn and Zodiarch. They said that the pic shows that there is no good, there is no bad, there is no darkness, there is no light. The artwork looks like they're creating some orb in the middle. Perhaps that is the planet and they are protecting it. If Hydaelyn is the name of the planet, then perhaps we are going to the moon to speak with Zodiarch and gain his wisdom, or assistance to protect the world from Fandaniel's master. The last lyric in Shadowbringer says, I am shadow, I am the light." Okay, so obviously some of these MogMails are they're like right after the reveal trailer. Just want to put that as a disclaimer for some of these. Well, for I know full way the okay, so Zodiarch, yeah, that's true.
I will say I completely forgot that he mentioned to Xenos that Zodiac would be his greater prey. And I was
Yeah.
like,
That doesn't make any sense if Zodiac is his master.
I don't think Zodiac is master. I think he is not in this. I don't think he's interested in Zodiac in the same way that the Unsundered were.
Well, then who's his master then?
I don't. Well, when he said he only exists to advance his lord's ambition, I thought he was saying that to Xenos at the time. So I thought he was talking about Xenos. But is he working for someone else?
He might be, and if so, who the fuck would that be if it's not Zodiac? I mean, from the artwork, it's very clear that the orb that they're holding is Hydaelyn, and then it even has the moon circling around. I'm pretty sure that.
Zodiac is holding, or what we assume is Zodiac is holding the moon.
Yeah,
has the moon in his hand, and Hydaelyn has the planet in her hand.
Yeah,
I can't imagine it's the voice or the sound from the center of the planet, because I never got the idea that was sentient.
No. Well, we don't know, though. We don't know anything about it, really. It was just a sound.
No. It's a sound that made them imagine. It made ancients imagine their deepest fears. And as a result of the fact that that is all that was needed to make things come to life, they were destroyed by it.
Yeah. And the one on the source is referred to more as a presence under silver. There's never been a sound on the source, as far as we know. It's just been like a presence underneath there.
And the closest we've ever come to having its existence acknowledged was when Nero threw that thing into the chasm.
Yes. It is interesting how he suddenly, how he has the power to summon Maquis devices, like the towers. Like, there is something, he has something that the others did not have.
Excuse me, it is a Garlean design.
Oh yes, sorry, these Garlean towers. There's something here that I don't think we've thought about. Really, it's like, who is? We might think that Fandaniel is his own master, but he might be following someone else's orders as well.
Yes.
It is interesting to have an Ascian that cares so little about Zodiac. Because that's sort of always been the thing with Ascians. Like, there's one person they answer to, and that is Zodiac.
Do you think that the Maquis questline will be made compulsory, like the Crystal Tower questline was?
Possibly, yeah. I can see that. I mean, since they've already made Crystal Tower compulsory, I think it'd be easy to just do that with the others as well. Eventually, all of them will be, probably. I mean, the Evil East raids as well are becoming possibly very relevant soon. So
yes,
I don't know.
I just find the idea that the Void Ark is still floating out around there very weird.
I wonder if that will change.
Like, what's keeping it afloat now?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll answer that. Maybe that will be answered in the MSQ. Maybe that's why it's been floating around.
Yeah, because, like, it's fine for Mark, and Dunscaith is also very weird. Like, this entirely... Where is Dunscaith?
I don't know. We just fly there.
Yeah, we fly there, but I don't know where in the world it is. Like...
Yeah, I don't know where that is. Is it outside of Mordona?
It was supposed to be there.
In the Salt Flats?
I thought it was Wafer.
Is it in the Salt Flats?
Mark is in the Salt Flats, but I thought Dunscaith was much further away.
Okay.
I thought Dunscaith was where they were trying to escape to avoid the calamity of... What was the calamity for the 5th Astral Era?
Wasn't that the ice? Was that when it was just Is that the ice?
The flood.
Oh, the flood. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's why Dunscaith is like built higher up, because I imagine living on a salt flat, very dangerous in a flood scenario.
Right.
So Dunscaith was built somewhere very far away, and the only reason they never got there is because the Void Scent on board the Void Ark revolted and killed them all.
Mm-hmm.
Who built Dunscaith? Like, there had to have been people there.
Yeah.
How does Dunscaith exist?
I don't know.
Because they can't all have been just on the Void Ark and then all have died.
No. Mark built it on an existing floating island. So there...
Where? In the Sea of Clouds?
I actually don't. I've never thought about Dunscaith.
I've never thought how, like, Dunscaith is very perplexing.
Yeah. I'm pretty... Yeah, there's... I'm sure there's lore that we just haven't... How much is left in Amdapor? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a whole... There's a lot about Mach and Amdapor that we just don't know. So maybe... I mean, it gives me hope that this would be the expansion where we finally learn more about this. I'll be very annoyed if they give us all of the Mach lore and then ignores Amdapor completely.
Amdapor?
Yeah. Especially after an expansion that literally used the fucking things that were in the Amdapor dungeon and just didn't acknowledge it.
Yeah, I still need an explanation as to how Amdapor learnt what Sin Eaters look like.
Yeah. Okay.
And why have Sin Eaters never appeared on our planet, on our shard ever since?
Right.
Why is the only evidence we have of Sin Eaters on our shard statues?
Okay.
So many mysteries.
There are.
I really hope we get explanations for this.
I mean, better. This is like supposed to be the end of the storyline, so pressure's on, Yoshi P.
Hey, remember, we're getting possibly a what's it called? What's that underground freaking city called?
Galmora? Oh.
Well, yeah, we're gonna get a Galmora 24-man raid probably.
Don't say that, because you make it sound like it's a real thing, and you're getting me hyped up for something that we don't know yet.
Around society that the 24-man raid is going to be, and it's original to 14 that they've always teased and they've never talked about. What else would it be? I mean, I apologize if I'm raising your expectations up, but I can't imagine what other society they're talking about.
No. Oh God, that's yeah. I hope we get more. I hope we get that. All right. Thank you, Allison. We'll see soon.
I hope we get more explanation about Fandaniel's motivations very soon.
Yes. All right. Next, MogMail is coming to us from Babe Arbelay Behemoth. Hello, speakers. Much hype with the Endwalker teaser having hit. The 15+ hour stream was wild and fun, watching as everyone got excited for the new jobs, zones, the story, and the battery fresh glob. Although
Gummy dude!
Although I am a little disappointed to see Garlemald in a game as mostly burnt out ruins, I am hopeful there will be something along the lines of a Garlean reconstruction effort that's on par with what they did with Ishgard, perhaps on a bigger scale. I assume the world will be healing after the events of Endwalker, and such an effort would be a good way for the nations to build goodwill with one another, and perhaps show the Imperial citizens the benefits of living peacefully among other nations. Like Ishgard, there could be quests intermingled along the construction effort to show how life is, or rather was, in the Empire, giving glimpses into how ordinary folk went about living. Would such an event be of interest to you fellas? Would it take a bit of the sting off from finally getting Garlemald in-game, but in the story state it's in? Okay, well... Okay, so now we said that it's probably not going to be a Garlean reconstruction with the expansion, but I forgot that they're like done after 6.0. Like that's the end of the story. So maybe it makes sense for a Garlean reconstruction post 6.0.
I feel like we're going to politically reconstruct them first, like
we're
we
gonna,
always
we're gonna
do.
bring democracy.
You know what? I can see us doing a reconstruction thing, considering the dominant enclave restoration was during Stormblood still.
Yeah.
But I don't think it will happen until at least halfway through the expansion, until like 6.3.
Yeah.
It won't be at launch.
Right. I do like the idea of, you know, getting to know the normal Garly, like just citizens.
The citizenry.
Yeah. Even though
I feel like
their life is in ruins at this point.
I feel like it's the closest we have to like an insight into the citizenry of Garlemald was the Evilise storyline with the Prima Vista.
True. We did. That's true. That did. Yeah, that's true.
But like the citizenry that aren't like oppressed in the same way that the ones at Turncliffe are.
Right. Yes. Yeah. I want to know about the people that are just normal, that lived in the capital, like people that are not part of the like provincial people, like the people in the provinces of Garlemald, like actual Garleans living in Garlemald.
Born citizens,
yes,
who aren't being like oppressed.
It will be God, it's gonna be a very depressing, like, thinking about it now, like living as protected as you are in the Garlean capital. You don't have to worry about anything. Your food is provided to you, I would assume, from the provinces. I think most people living in the... What would people work... Like, what would you work as if you lived in the capital? You would have to work in, like, a store, or maybe you would be like a shop.
Yeah, they have to have stores.
Yeah.
I believe merchants are the lowest tier of citizen in Garlemald.
Yes. Yeah.
If I remember the listing of what all of the descriptions,
I feel like that would be like the more common folk kind of job to have, because I don't think
maybe merchants might be above as entertainers. I can't remember.
Possibly, yeah. I don't know if there's like any agriculture going on in the capital. Like, do they have a countryside? Is there like a...
Like, I know that we're looking at a destroyed city-state, but it didn't look like they had very much usable land.
No. It's a very cold... I mean, it's a cold climate. So imagine then that everything just is disrupted, and now you're a Garlean, someone who's not really welcome in the other parts of the realm, or the other realms, be it, you know, Eorzea or what do you Dalmasca, or the other places in the east. I just cannot remember right now. Doma.
Doma. They might be welcome in Hingashi.
Do you think they'd be welcome in Hingashi?
I mean, Hingashi's open to any trade.
Yeah, that's true. They do have the Garlean... No, wait, that's...
They have an embassy in... They have an embassy in Hingashi.
Yeah, they do. That's true.
In Kugane.
Yeah. That's true. They could go east. They definitely can't go west. I think.
No.
I wonder how Eorzea is going to respond to that. Are they going to be bad people back?
I hope not. It could. It'd be interesting.
Eorzea is... I'm sorry, and I'm going to say this. Eorzea is racist. So they're...
Yeah.
And I feel like they're going to be extra racist against the Garleans because of all they've done. I can sort of understand the slight aggression towards Garlemald after almost centuries of
Centuries, decades.
decades of terror.
Yes. They could all move to Mordona. Apparently there's space there. There's enough space for all the Doman refugees.
Yeah.
I mean, Garlemald's a much bigger nation. And the Doman refugees wasn't everyone in the country. I imagine it would be very unnerving for the Garleans, because these are people that don't have magic.
Right.
And they have spent their entire life with access to like vast, like significantly higher levels of technology than the rest of the world, as far as we know.
Yeah.
Imagine if like tomorrow you couldn't use a microwave anymore.
Right. Yes. Yeah. It'll be like that for them because they literally live pretty similar lives to us, I feel like, in terms of like convenience. And then they have to go to like Eorzea, which is like this fucking low tech. They still do like they don't have. Well, they've started. I mean, because of Sid and the Ironworks stuff, things are progressing in Eorzea, but it's still far behind.
And we've seen that they have just like a pretty normal looking train station.
Yes. Yeah, and everything's based on magic, which they can't use. That's true. Do we know? Can they even use Aetherites? Because they
Probably not.
So Garlemald has a train system because they can't use Aetherites, right? Eorzea has no transit system other than the fucking airships. So
yeah, they have chocobo carriages. Thank you very much.
Which is a downgrade for a Garlean. Yeah, it's oh god, it's almost sad that it's going to happen to Garlemald. That like
yes, I feel very bad for the like general citizenry. Like in any war, I feel bad for the people that like they don't get a choice in this.
No,
they're born into these nations.
Yeah,
and they're lucky enough that they don't have to go to war. They just get to stay in the capital. But
yeah,
eventually, it's going to come back to them.
Yeah, and then they're just thrown out because now there's no government to protect them. They're just there, and that's
their government is Xenos.
Yes,
at this point.
Yes, and God, that's not good. Do we know? So, do we know if they have like? Do they have like a national assembly at all? Do they have like a senate, or do they have a congress? Do they have anything?
I always thought it was a dictatorship.
Yeah, there is nothing else. There's everything. There's just the emperor. That is it.
It's a dictatorship / like military controlled state.
Yeah. Isn't there a station just outside? That's for mining, Anorama. That's a mine train.
Most of the train tracks in Thanalan are for exclusively like industry. Not people.
Sorry, Popularis. They had political parties, so there has to have been some sort of national assembly.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, they had political parties.
Yeah, because remember, this used to be the Republic of Garlemald. So, I guess over time, just like Rome, the emperor just slowly started to like
consolidated power.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, there's a good point. The entirety of the Popularis, as far as we know, is dead.
Yes,
except for what's his name?
Maxima. Is that
Maxima? Thank you.
Yeah.
Maxima for Garlean president.
See, that's what I want to know all this stuff, and I'm so worried that because Garlemald is like blown up, there's a chance we might not know most of how Garlemald worked, which is unfortunate.
I know people online have been theorizing that Gaius will be the new leader of Garlemald when all this is over.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd make a very good leader.
He cares about Garlemald.
He cares about Garlemald, but I don't think I want him as the head of state of Garlemald. I think Maxima I can trust more to be a reasonable trading partner.
But he won't be state. It won't be fun to put him in because he'll be like, oh, like Maxima, like we barely know him.
That's true.
It's gonna be it's not gonna be satisfying when it happens. But yeah, I would choose Maxima over Gaius, I think. Yeah, I wonder how. I mean, it'll obviously become a republic again. It'll revert back to its roots, probably, and that will be that. And we'll have this
We will
tiny
install
little Garlemald.
democracy.
Yeah. It's also going to be interesting to see how, because we think it's just going to be good for everyone that Garlemald gets blown up. But what's going to happen to the provinces that are, like, depend on Garlemald?
On
in a way?
Garlemald.
Like, even though Turncliffe, I mean, they're kind of done with Garlemald, it feels like. When the orders, or when everything just stops working, like how are they gonna, what's gonna happen? Like there's soldiers stationed there. What are they gonna do? Like, is there gonna be like little enclaves of Garlemald?
The soldiers in Turncliffe?
Well, not Turncliffe in this. I was just mentioning Turncliffe, but like let's say something else, somewhere else. Let's say an area we haven't seen in the north. Like let's say they are it's like I don't know how they split up their provinces or how that works, but let's say that there's one that's just focused on agriculture. There's like an agriculture colony in the north. All of a sudden it's complete silence from the capital. And there's like a legatus in charge with all these soldiers. What do you think he will do? Will he create his own little nation? Like we kind of see that happening in the Bosnia storyline with Gabran.
Well, both Bosnia and the weapon storyline.
Yes, true. Yes. So I wonder if like the story is going to be us. Maybe they'll touch on that. Like if we have to liberate the smaller provinces from like power hungry legatuses that refuses to give up.
Maybe that's just what we do on the way there.
Possibly.
I feel like it'll be a weird thing to have post 6.0 just because
because it'll just...
they want 6.0 to be a like new start. 6.1.
Yes, that's true.
It would be weird if we keep like obviously 6.1 will be about the political restructuring of Garlemald, but if we're dealing with all these little like minor conflicts throughout what was the former Garlean territories, it feels kind of
I can
nothing.
See. But remember, we have 50. He said like 50 plus hours of story in just the expansion, so there might be time for some legatus killing.
We do currently have 4 theorized zones. Well, we have 2 confirmed zones and 2 other theorizable zones, which are the Moon and something Dalmascan.
Yes. Dalmasca is going to be very interesting. Yeah.
I assume the last 2 zones have to be in Ilsabard.
Yeah. I feel like Dalmasca is going to be very interesting. I wonder how they're going to deal with it, considering the Bosnia stuff. If they're going to bake that into the MSQ, or if they're going to pretend that it's not happening. Weird if they don't. If they ignore it, but
maybe they'll blow up Bosnia again at the end of this, so it doesn't matter whether or not you do the storyline.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Okay, right. We're gonna go over time because we started a little late today, so we'll just jump into the next MogMail. Thank you though, Bay Barbalay. Next, it's from Genova Tia from Twintania. Hello, speakers. A theory. You assumed the first dungeon of Endwalker will be the Thavnarian one with the 2-headed statue. Do you suppose we are in Thavnair to find out the Azemite history of our past? The statue could be an image of an Azem deity, duality of genders, so it fits the Warrior of Light regeneration. Yours, Genova.
I like that theory. I don't know if that's why we're there. I feel like it's just our entry point into Ilsabard, but I like the idea that it ties into our past as Azem.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. We still don't really fully know why we're going into Thavnair. So that could be could be something.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that artwork. It's really cool. I wonder how if there's that whole ancient storyline as well. I wonder if that's going to be a big plot device.
We still don't know who. What's that? What was the member of the resistance in the ancient times? What's her name? Or his name? I feel like that person still needs to turn up.
Yeah.
Vanar, thank you.
There you go.
I think Vanar has to be relevant still. I think not.
Oh, yeah.
It's so weird that they would name Vanar and
Yeah.
then not make them relevant moving forward.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Right. Yes.
But I feel like Vanar is going to tie into our theory about the main city-state for the next expansion, which is Charlene.
Yes, possibly. Okay. Moving on. Thank you, Genova. Next question. It's from Remy Asalia from Cactuar. Endwalker must have at least 2 beast tribes, and one of them has been hinted at being at and one of them has been hinted at being on the moon. So we'd need a life form native to that sort of environment. You know, space, the final frontier. Maybe they even have specialized vehicles to transport them, and there's about the Great Star Ocean. Oh, I don't know why I'm fucking this up. Place your bets. Is the beast tribe A, Poo-Poo, or 1? The United Federation of Planets. Well, I don't think it's any of those, although I would love a fucking TNG crossover. That would be fucking random.
Yeah.
Or a Star Trek crossover even.
I wish people didn't point out that it's probably Hummingways.
Yeah, it's gonna be Hummingways. I would love
it's
Poo-Poos.
disappointing.
But I mean, there's still hope that maybe Poo-Poos are like a mob on this planet.
No,
though I would not like killing
Poo-Poos. A mob.
No.
I want there to be Poo-Poo in this game, and not the
I want
that we pick
Poo-Poo.
up.
I want lots of Poo-Poo. Yeah. It's gonna be the.
Hey, with Hummingways, we'll finally get those male rabbits that everyone wants.
There you go. There you go. Okay, well, there you go. Thank you, Remy.
Do you think we'll ever find out about any other planets? Like, do you think we'll ever find out more about the origins of
Nope.
Omega and...
No.
Nope. Okay.
No. Next question. Or next MogMail, even. Sorry. This is from Liaka1 from Ultros. Now that we know Thavnir and Garlemald are a big part of the next expansion, do you think we'll get any quests of the next patch related to the Thavnir consulate or the Garlean embassy in Hingashi? I think it would be cool to learn more about Thavnir, especially as we know so little right now.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
They have to be used.
Yes.
They are used. They are used in Hildebrand. No further elaboration for those that haven't done it, because I know there are some people, including people that are on this channel that aren't here right now, who have not done them.
Yes.
But yeah, they always felt that particular corner of Hingashi always felt completely underutilized.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'm almost expecting this to be a part of the MSQ in the next patch, or the one after, because the next patch is the official start of the Endwalker MSQ, technically, or the pre-MSQ. So we need to it makes sense that Thavnir is the next, the first place we go to, probably. So yeah, we would have to go to the Thavnarian consulate, but aren't they very strict about who gets to enter the consulate? Aren't there guards outside that say something weird when you go there?
There are, but they can always conjure up an explanation.
Yeah. I'm just wondering what would be convince them that we would need access.
Any sort of probably official recommendation from a city state leader, hopefully.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they're neutral. That's what it is. So we are technically at war still with Garlemald. So I wonder if they'll be
I'm
like,
surprised.
yeah,
I'm shocked that Thavnair has been able to remain neutral considering their proximity to Garlemald.
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Right. We'll probably have to deal with the consulate or possibly even the embassy. Oh god, awkward. Again, think about being in that embassy, being like a fucking Garlean ambassador, and then your capital's blown up, the empire falls apart, and now you're just sitting there and you're like, oh, what do I do now? what's my life right now?
If I was in that Garlean embassy, I was just, oh, I'm seeking asylum here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
When Garleans when Garleans in the capital that grow up and then they get sent to these fucking bumfuck places where they don't have any of the technology that they were used to.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think they feel?
Oh god. Not good. Not good. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's that. Thank you, Liaka. We'll move on to I think one more MogMail at least.
Mm-hmm.
All right. From Chista Mistwalker, Louis Sois. Yo-ho, do you think... Okay, no. Do you think that maybe not all the Popularis are dead, and if some are still alive, what do you think the chances are that they will be the Crafter tribe?
I don't think there'll be a tribe.
No.
I can see some of them still being alive.
Yeah.
And I can definitely see some quest lines being related to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There has to be at least one more beast tribe this expansion.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And I feel like it has to be on the Ilsabardian side, probably. Because if we're having one on the moon, one on Thavnair, it makes sense that there's one either in Ilsabard or in the Dalmascan region, probably.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's still the possibility of Seek or Bunga.
True. Oh, I would love I think the Bunga would... Wait, who are the trades people? That's the Bunga? I don't remember. One of them is like a trade people.
Everything I learned about Bunga and the Seek is coming from our playthrough of 12 right now.
Yeah. Dalmascan Moogles. That's such a good...
No, that's they already had as a regular Moogle.
Oh, I want that so bad, but yeah, it's not gonna happen. They didn't make Mont Blanc one, so yeah, maybe the Seek or I think it's gonna be that's possibly one of those two. It'd be easier for them as well because they don't need to do that much work modeling them because they already exist.
Import them from 12 like they already did.
Yeah.
You'll get to see the Seek with the smiley face on their chests.
Oh, on their boobas.
I wasn't going to say that, but I knew you would.
I feel like the Popularis are probably going to play a bigger role in like the reconstruction of the Garlean Republic. Probably. Yeah. All right. Maybe they'll be like the people in charge of the Garlean reconstruction, if that's a thing.
Possibly.
Okay.
Maybe Maximum next custom deliveries NPC.
Yeah. Okay.
But we are getting a new custom deliveries NPC next patch. Did they say who it was? I don't know. I don't think they said who it was. Did they say where it was?
No, I don't think so. Waiting for chat to we're just staring. Yes. Okay. They just mentioned there will be one. They said it was Ishgard.
That's kind of disappointing.
It'll be tied to Ishgard Restoration. Okay. Well, there you go.
Maybe that'll be the continuation of the Broom Restoration then?
Possibly, I guess. Okay. Well.
Will it be a new NPC? I like it when they pull it from NPCs they already have.
You know what? I think we're going to take one more because this one's very interesting, and we kind of touched on it earlier. So I feel like it's
I haven't had a chance to read it because it's very long.
It's about Fandaniel and Mock. So let's
Okay.
jump into it. This is from Mityan Mahina from Zalera. Hello, speakers. Thought I'd drop some theories because tis the season. I, as well as everyone else, was pondering why the tower was referred to as Garlean when we all know that it's Maki. I finally came up with what I think could be a plausible reason. The majority of Eorzeans don't know what Maki architecture looks like. The Weeping City isn't easily accessible, and neither is the Void Ark. So, the exposure of regular Eorzeans to Maki architecture is rare at best. I think they saw something big and scary and assumed it was Garlean, because usually everything big and scary is of Garlean origin. As to why no one has corrected their assumption, Oriange is probably researching and will correct us soon in a patch. So, first, I just want to say, I agree. Sometimes we forget that most Eorzeans don't know half of what we know, so that makes sense. My next question is, why Maki? This is where it gets a little tinfoil hat. Oh, my favorite. I think Fandaniel was a Maki citizen. What little we know of him is that he is a sundered Ascian that wants to die while taking the world down with him. It's possible that he was plucked from his fate by an Ascian and had to watch his loved ones and country perish in the flood upon the Void Ark. His resentment of the Ascian mission could be that he felt no connection to them, with only slight memories of Amarat, and would rather have perished with his countrymen. I believe he chose Maki technology because it was something he was familiar with. If he assists Xenos with finding his new class, it could somehow be attached to Mach, and would most likely start in Ul'dah because of the ties to the Maki survivors. That's all I've got for now. I know it's probably a stretch since we know so little about him. I look forward to more theory crafting in future events where we all find out how wrong we are. All right, thank you, Mityan. All right, that's interesting.
I love both of these theories.
Yes, same.
I love the idea that Fandaniel was originally a Maki citizen before he was awoken.
Mm-hmm.
And I also love the idea that Reapers are possibly a Maki job.
Yes.
Or whatever that job will be.
Yeah.
Whatever it will be.
Yeah, because it's very, I mean, he must have had a previous life. So
yeah. Just like Gaia and Metron. That's his name.
Yes. Yeah, makes sense. Actually, also, it's very simple. The first part of this MogMail, it explains everything really, like why they said Garlean. Makes sense. Yeah. They haven't seen. Most of them have never seen Maki stuff. They probably don't even know what Mach is. So. So
historians would.
Yeah, but they're few and far between. So, and this was like immediate reaction to what they saw. So yeah, I like that. And I do believe Oriange is probably going to be like, actually, in the next patch. The Maki citizen thing is really interesting. I need to absorb it more because I haven't even. This has not been a thing I've thought about at all.
No, because we don't normally think about what Ascians used to be. It's it's really in 5.4, sorry, where we've started to think about Ascians before they are awoken are people already.
Yeah.
We never really learnt because the only ones we've ever really dealt with are unsundered. Or Igiorm, we don't actually have that much past history of.
Right.
Other than that, they seem to constantly want to tie her to La Habrea.
Mm-hmm.
And also Nabrialis, but no one cares about him.
Right. They could be Garlean constructs based on schematics provided by Fandaniel, for instance. Somehow these towers must have come into existence. But yeah, this is very intriguing. I am very ready to just jump on board with that theory. I love tinfoil theories like this. I
love how it explains everything.
Yes. I have nothing
Whether
more
or not this.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I don't really have much to add to it. Whether or not it's correct, I congratulate you on your theory.
Yes.
It's very solid and very well thought out.
Yes, yes.
Also, Chad the possibility of Kachi being important to the story again soon.
Of who? What?
Kate Sith.
Oh, yes, right. Kate Sith.
Kachi.
Yeah. True.
Where is he? Oh no, he's just with the Sky Pirates, isn't he?
Yes. 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 So there you go. That's really interesting. We'll probably bring this up again when the patch comes out, because we might know more.
Even sooner because we're going to get a live letter before the end of the month. Most likely.
With a trailer.
Yes.
So, yeah, that'll be hype. Okay. Right, well, I feel like that's the end. We've done the MogMail. We'll continue in the post-show. Thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to follow us on Twitter at SpeakersXIV, twitch.tv/SpeakersOfIreland, youtube.com/SpeakersXIV, Discord in chat if you want to join our Discord server. If you're watching on demand, links in the description. Remember that Ceruleum Reactor Episode 1 is out now for the public. That's at youtube.com/speakers. Place. Remember to send MogMail, speakersxiv.com/MogMail. And if you're watching live, remember, post-show is coming up. Goodbye!